Today on the show, we have Samari Curtis. He was 2019 Ohio Mr. Basketball. He was committed to Nebraska last year before transferring to Evansville, where he's playing at now. Through 8 games, he has 13.3 points per game and 3.3 rebounds. Thank you for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
Great, thank you, man. All right, so I was really interested in having you come on, right? Because you had a really cool, I thought, story. So I just kind of wanted to run through it. So in spring 2018, you committed to Xavier, but then
Yes, sir.
took the job at Louisville.
Yes, sir.
You decommitted from them and you committed to Cincinnati, and
yes, sir.
He left to go to UCLA. So that kind of left you in a bunch, and you drove 12 hours to go to Nebraska, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
12 hours to Nebraska, and you committed there. And you played 8 games there. And what kind of can you kind of go through the story of what was going on through that time, through that year or 2 years? What was going on?
Yeah, it was crazy. It seemed like every coach just kept leaving. So it was you start gaining a little trust issues a little bit. But when Mick Cronin left, I had a short notice to commit. So I went to Nebraska knowing I was there to commit already before I even seen the campus. So I committed real fast, and it wasn't really, when I got there, it wasn't really a scenery for me. And I wanted to be closer to home, so I just left. It really had nothing to do with the playing time. Everyone thinks it's the playing time or something like that. No, I just wanted to be closer to home because that's why I committed to Cincinnati and Xavier. They was in my home state. So just being closer to home, I'm only 3 hours away from home. So I'm glad I found a home here though in Evansville.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah. So why do you commit? So what was the biggest thing Evansville stood out when you left Nebraska?
When I came to visit Evansville, it was family atmosphere. Even though they were going through a little trouble, the two coaches I met, and Coach Isaac and Coach Logan, it was they treated me like family, and I wasn't even committed there yet. And that's what I was looking for. I was looking for someone to treat me how they would treat their son or treat their brother or something like that. And I wanted to be coached hard. I know they were there to coach me hard, and Coach Lick came and he talked to me before he came, and it looked like the perfect situation for me.
Yeah. So you kind of alluded to it. You guys had a tough season last year. You're 9-23. You had a tough time in the conference. So what was your mindset going into the school? You guys knew you were on an uphill, you were trying to get back into the conference. So what was your mindset?
Just I think they was on a 20 something game losing streak. I didn't get to play, but I seeing it is just they didn't have the energy, their energy before the game or their approach before the game, they was already going to lose. So I knew I had to bring that different approach, bring a winning attitude. And I think that's what I've been doing since I came and played.
Yeah, because you've alluded to that. You guys are currently 5-3, 3-1 in the conference. You played 8 games. You had that 29-point game against Southern Illinois. What was what is the biggest change since you came? You've noticed with your team, you guys are doing better in conference and around.
Just everyone's happy to be here. We go to practice. We have a business approach, of course, but everyone's laughing, everyone's smiling. The coaches are still coaching us hard, but they're being more hands-on. And you just see it's just a big difference. It's just a big difference, and everyone wants to play with each other. It's no egos.
Yeah. Hold on. So you kind of were talking about that. Because I know a lot of people that watch and are friends with. They're could be Division I athletes, right? But they're currently getting recruited by people. What would be the biggest thing from your experience? What would you tell people to look for and how they know it's a right fit for them?
How you know it's the right fit for you is when you go and if they're trying to sell you a dream or if they're telling you what you need to work on. I think when I came to Evansville, they showed me what I needed to work on instead of trying to tell me, oh, you're going to start instantly or you're going to play instantly.
Yeah.
They didn't do that. They came and they said, well, if you work on this, you can be this type of player. You can be an all MVC player if you do this or if you buy into this type of team effort. And that's what I like to hear.
Yeah. So what are your guys' team goals for this year going in, right now?
We wanted to go undefeated, but that we lost. We let one slip away from us. But just try to build every day. I think we're building a real good foundation here
Yeah.
for like the future. And we're 3-1 right now, but we're really not satisfied at all. We keep talking about we want to compete with Drake and Loyola Chicago. We want to compete with teams like that, teams that should be ranked in the nation.
Yeah.
But we have to show we have to show we can play with teams like that first.
Yeah, because once you do that, then you guys hopefully can get to the NCAA tournament this year as a goal.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
be awesome. So, what's your like individual goals for like the near future right now? What are you working on?
Individual goals. I'm trying to get a degree, of course.
Yeah.
And just working on my game. I want to play professionally. Everyone wants to play professionally, but I feel like I have a really good chance. And just working towards that with my approach and my attitude. It's more attitude and approach than it is skill wise. Sometimes I know I have the skill, and so do the coaches. But I feel like if I come to practice with the right attitude every day, I feel like I can really be a pro.
Yeah. So I kind of talked about like some of that stuff going on. What's like your personal interest outside basketball? We always like to talk about that stuff.
Personal interest. I play the video game.
Yeah.
I start a show and I watch it all day. Like I'll be on like season 3 by the end of the night. Like
Yeah, I feel it.
I'll binge watch a show. But other than that, I don't really do too much. I try to stay away from like parties and stuff. I'm not really
Yeah.
outside going type person.
It's like when you're like an athlete, you're like on that schedule. You're like working out, you're doing the sport, and then like when you have downtime, you just take advantage just to relax. So you're always keeping going.
Yeah, get to relax, rest your body. I might play a game with my I got a little brother back home. I might play with him for a little bit, but that's about it.